VGK comes back from the holiday break as the Golden Knights travel to San Jose Friday night. Our preview of the Sharks game plus VGK Calgary. Yes, Calgary is back on Sunday night. Next on this WTF edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by Gametime. Download the Gametime app today. Use that promo code LOCKEDONNHL. You'll receive $20 off of your first purchase. What time is it, Golick?
Game time.
All right. We are ready to roll on this WTF.
It's time for me to remind you, Tony. I'm doing some cruising this morning on the old interweb here. And the Golden Knights were in second segment, play the Flames on Sunday. So I was curious of who's in action on Saturday night, looking at the game.
This is where I'm going to go. This is my open.
I just took your open. They're playing the Sharks, so there you go. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. If this isn't the most rigged ending of the calendar year and American New Year's, if this is American not, New Year's. VGK plays at San Jose on Friday night. And then the Sharks, in turn, play the tail end of a back-to-back against Calgary, which plays the first end of a back-to-back and travels to Las Vegas the following day, Sunday, to play here against VGK. So the Golden Knights, let me just get this straight for the stinking record. The Golden Knights have a day off on Saturday. Meanwhile, these two teams play back-to-backs. This is so fair. Sounds very fair. No competitive stinking advantage here for VGK. I know it's WTF and what the Friday and okay, I almost swore. San Jose, VGK Calgary, these three teams, okay, Calgary at San Jose, and then they travel to Vegas. That's so fair. That's really fair. In any event, oh my goodness. So San Jose plays the front end of a back-to-back on Friday night against VGK. And then Calgary plays their front end of a back-to-back in San Jose on Saturday, and then they come to Vegas. This is not rigged, folks. I'm telling you. In any event, San Jose still, I was all prepared for you this morning, Colin. San Jose still cellar dwellers, 11 wins, but with players like Macklin, Celebrini, Will Smith, head coach Ryan Warsofsky, I'm got his name straight, whatever. He's San Jose's coach, so no he talks about it. But he does say that his team is making some strides. They've made some progress. They're starting to find an identity. They are competitive, but they just cannot hold on to leads. That's the issue with San Jose. Let's start there.
Okay. I mean, all right. They're on a 5-game losing streak. Here's their
better
score.
Than a 6-game losing streak. They've made some progress.
What's that?
It's better than having a 6-game losing streak.
Well, that might change hopefully tonight, but 4-3, 4-3, 4-2, 3-2. That's no TL. And a 3-4 loss. So, yeah, sure, the games are close. They might have had leads those games. I don't know how the scoring pace went. Their victory against the Blues was a 4-3 winner, and then they had a 3-game losing streak before that, 3-2, 3-1, and then a blowout from the Tampa Bay Lightning, 8-1. So
+1 and a hook tonight. Take that.
Maybe, I don't know. Losers have made their last 9. It seems like the Sharks are right where they were expected to be after a little 3-game winning streak where things didn't look pretty good. They beat Seattle twice in a row. That's been not good for Seattle. And then beat the Capitals of all teams. That was an overtime winner there back on December the 3rd. Beat Logan Thompson that night, too. I was giving him crap about that. So the Sharks, I mean, here's what the Sharks have going for them tonight. One is coming off the break. They're free and easy. They're not playing for a playoff spot. They got nothing to lose tonight. But this is a weird spot for the Golden Knights, who actually are traveling this morning to San Jose because the holiday freeze. There's no travel. There's no nothing. The Golden Knights will be boarding a plane sometime this morning to go to San Jose. Good, he says. So interesting game in that regard. Yeah, I'll let you take it for a second, then we'll talk about the roster.
Okay, so I do want to talk a little bit about the roster here. One of the moves that was made recently, Michael Granlund moved to the top line with Celebrini and Tyler Toffoli. So if I were to take players that would score goals, I will go with Tyler Toffoli against VGK, and I would go with Granlund. Okay, but Granlund is a center. They moved him to the top line. Oh my goodness, you have two centers on the same line. This is remarkable. But they're starting to find that inconsistency. They're starting to find their identity, but they're still inconsistent. That's what I meant to say.
And that's, I mean,
they just don't know how to win yet. That's it. They don't know how to win yet.
And that's fair. And they're a bunch of kids. I mean, they got some leadership, sure, but at the end of the day, I mean, looking at so Granlund leads their team in points. He's a vet, but William Eklund is a newer player into the league. 27 points, 36 games. Celebrini, of course,
their inconsistencies. Where did that come from?
Celebrini seems to be taking Bedard's place in the spotlight. 25 points, 25 games, 11 and 14. Starting to see some social media presence out of Celebrini as well. Him and Will Smith did something.
They did a LeBron thing. They did the old LeBron video shooting the rock.
Okay,
it's pretty funny. It's pretty cool. It's fun.
Zetterlund, Toffoli.
They look like a couple of kids. They're a couple of kids. They're so
young.
Are
a couple. I don't know. Can they drive?
Can they rent a
car?
Toffoli
and Wenberg, veterans to a degree. Luke Kunin as well. Then you got Will Smith, Cody Ceci, Nico Sturm, Henry Thrun. So there is a mix of youth and veteran leadership there, and you just wonder how much the veterans are helping to mold the careers of players like Will Smith, William Eklund, Macklin Celebrini. Any event is 2 points up for grabs. Golden Knights minus 250 tonight, which feels like the right number. Some unknowns with the VGK roster as well. I don't know if Tony wants to frame that up, but Golden Knights are minus 250. That number could change if the Golden Knights make some announcements about their roster today.
Okay. In net, will it be Alexander Georgiev, who's 9-9? Remember, he's there. Or you forgot about him, right? Yaroslav Askarov is there. Askarov 1-1. He had 39 saves against Edmonton. So you think that there's going to be some roster moves. Let's get to that. Okay. No, let's get to that because
that's fine.
You're going to get props.
About 9-10 o'clock last night, I'm perusing the old Twitter web, the old X web. And I saw I think it was about like 4:30 local time, Silver Knights put out a tweet that Jet Jones and Simon Pinard have been signed to the Night Monsters, that they're going up to Tahoe. Okay. Mm-hmm. So kind of quiet, right? Weird timing that would come out. So, of course, that gets the stuff churning in my head, trying to figure out what might be going on. Went on Puckpedia. I didn't see Lazinski listed on the VGK roster, so I don't know if Lazinski's been sent down. I didn't see anything in the roster transactions, so not sure what's up with that. But we'll go with what Puckpedia says, at least for the moment. And Lazinski is not on the VGK roster, so that leaves them with, I think it's 11 forwards at the moment. Ben Hutton been practicing in a red jersey with the team. You got to think Hutton's ready to go. I don't think the Golden Knights are going to address 11 forwards and put Hutton or Korzak on forward. Even though it is the Sharks, that just doesn't make a lot of sense to do that when you can bag 2 points pretty easily. So if I had to guess, Hutton's going to be available and active. He'll be a healthy scratch, but he'll be available tonight. And then one of, if not both, Wah and Barbashev are going to be available tonight. We'll be in the lineup.
So you're saying Lazinski goes down, perhaps, and we'll keep an eye on that.
Correct.
Especially for that bogus, really bad play against John Gibson. That was dirty. And San Jose, a banged up team. Logan Couture on IR, Klim Kostic on IR. They cannot afford to miss the services for very long of Jake Wallman. He's day to day. They need him in the lineup. Their top defenseman, 20 assists, the fastest D-man in franchise history in San Jose to get to that mark as he beats the number of Erik Karlsson, who did it in 34 games. He did it in 31. So that's a pretty cool thing. There is some statistical stuff going on up there in the Bay, down there in the Bay, I think Cassidy might say. And then he averages 22 minutes, 50 seconds per game of ice time. So they might miss him tonight because he got banged up. And if they do, then there go the floodgates because he's played pretty well, both offensively and defensively. He's the number one D-man now. And again, it's that youth movement in San Jose. But at what point does this start to come together? They're close. They're getting closer. But when do things start to happen in San Jose?
I don't know how close they are, Tony. I mean,
2027, maybe 28.
We're talking about a team
2029, 2030.
We're talking about a team with a points percentage of 3.78. We're talking about a team that's 11, 20, and 6. Talking about a team with a negative 32 goal differential, giving up 133 goals, scored 101 goals. For perspective, VGK has scored 120 goals and given up 96 goals, just to show you the gap right there. Realistically, I would say 2 or 3 years from now is when the Sharks show some competitiveness. They show the potential to be a playoff team, and maybe 3 to 5 years is when they become a team that could make some noise in the West. And that obviously is contingent upon their general manager and their ownership group making the right decisions as time goes on too. It's one thing to draft and have this incredible talent pool, which the San Jose Sharks do. They got a really good talent pool. But will it all come together with the right coach, I doubt the current coach is going to be the person who's there when the team looks to take that next step up. You know, that's when you look for one of the many established NHL coaches out there, and you see if someone can maybe Pete DeBoer will be done with Dallas by then. There you go. DeBoer gets to go back to San Jose and bring the Sharks to glory.
All right. And one other note, William Eklund left the ice and did not return in the Canucks game the other night, and we're not sure what his status might be for the game.
Lay the 250. Screw it. Lay the 250. I'm done.
I'm going to take plus the 1.5 goals there.
Plus 1.5 is interesting. It probably gets you a slight plus on your return.
Playing close games, and VGK goes up the day of the game. I saw Vegas Bjorn, his wife's Instagram, they're wearing the same jammies, and he's putting together toys. I don't think he's in the
so he's being a father on Christmas. Got it. Plus 1.5, minus 120, Tony. So there you go.
Oh man, okay, I'll take it.
Maybe there's a middle opportunity out there. You take Golden Knights minus 250, and then you see if the goal spread gets like 2 goals or so. You do an in game at plus 2.5, and there you go. You got yourself a little spread there. That's the play.
Okay. Coming up next, we will have a short preview because we're talking way too much this morning. A short
the Sharks
preview.
Got a lot of camera time there. That's way too long for the Sharks.
Yeah, that's way too long. Our preview of VGK, Calgary. The Flames come into town on Sunday next on Locked On Golden Knights. We are brought to you today by PrizePicks, the best place to get real money sports action. My goodness. I tried to ad-lib on the spot yesterday, and I just blew it. I don't know. Okay, over 10 million members, billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. You can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. That's right, folks. And the best news ever, it's the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, which includes California, Florida, Georgia, and even Texas. So make sure that you join today. PrizePicks also invented the flex play. It means that you could still cash out on your lineup, even if it isn't perfect, and you can double your money even if one of your picks does not hit. It puts its members first. All withdrawals are safe. They're fast. They're very secure. When the picks hit, you can get your money in as quickly as 15 minutes. So sign up today. You'll get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. PrizePicks, the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones are not? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on PrizePicks. Back on this WTF edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Thank you so much for joining us, of course. Make sure that you subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel, where sometimes you have the YouTube exclusive Chris and Chris Jr. on Saturdays. The eye roll. I got that, bro. Sometimes. I said sometimes, okay, caveat there. And, your Bears last night. So Mr. Prognosticator says to take the other side, Seattle first half minus two and a hook. Boy, did you have to sweat that one out. And then there were no touchdowns in the game, right? That was 120-1. No touchdowns in that game last night. And they were like,
Bears are. It should be even money pick. And Seattle's offense, you never know what's going to happen. So it would have been fun.
One of the local shops, they had 5 bets in, and I don't know how large they were on no touchdowns for that game. That's impossible to do. That's really impossible.
No, the Bears, anything's possible, Tony.
Okay, this is true.
So relevant since 85.
VGK since after 85. Right? Okay, so VGK won the first meeting against Calgary here in Vegas, 5-0. And but they did beat VGK 3 of 4 last season, and going back historically. And the Flames just 16 shots on goal in that first meeting. I'm sure that they will strive for 17 at the least. They're going to come in a little bit tired because they're going to play in San Jose the night before. And in any event, that was a light day. And it was, again, a game that VGK had handled business. It was Colasar and Wah scoring those goals 15 seconds apart. That's what I remember from the first meeting. And no odd man rushes for Calgary.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of a snooze fest, but a snooze fest in the right direction, so that's good. Let's see. The Flames have a record. I just pulled this up. StatMuse. All time, the Flames are 9-12-2 against the Golden Knights. I felt like it was a bigger spread than that, but maybe the Golden Knights have struggled when they've gone up to Calgary. I mean, Golden Knights usually own the Flames at home, and it's usually not that close of a game. So, again, health, which goalie's in that, all that stuff for the VGK matters, yes, but at the end of the day, I mean, really, if the Golden Knights don't bank 4 points this weekend, it's a failed weekend as the Golden Knights look to turn the calendar to 2025. Where'd the year go? So, yeah, favorable schedule. Yes, Tony, go ahead. Favorable schedule for the Golden Knights coming out of the break. So what? Golden Knights got to find a way to bank 4 points.
Okay. Does VGK go after Nazem Kadri? Remember, he slew-footed. Remember?
Oh, I thought he was like in a trade or something.
No, did they go? Remember, he slew-footed Hanifin.
Kadri is a piece of WTF. He's terrible. He's just he's not. I mean, he can play hockey. He's a good hockey player. Yes, fine, whatever. But he's a Brad Marchand wannabe. There you go. He's a Brad Marchand wannabe. He's a PK Subban. He's right around the same line as PK Subban. Kadri's definitely wired a little bit differently, and he's out there mucking it up. And this is where someone needs to put him in his place early, because he's going to slew foot somebody. He's going to hit you behind the play. He's going to do something that, as a fan of the game, you're going to watch and say, what the Friday, So Kadri's got to be watched, but in the same breath, if someone can eliminate him from making, and I'm not saying go after him. Someone should cross-check Nazem Kadri. There you go, Tony. Oh, someone should cross-check Nazem Kadri.
We don't talk about injuring players on this show.
I didn't say injure him. I said cross-check him. That's not going to injure him.
Okay.
Cross-check him. Let him know you're there. Let him know you're there. Get under him. Yeah. Cross-check
so you're guessing 4 points for VGK this weekend, or else it's NG?
It's 4 points or fail. You're playing the Flames. I mean, record-wise, they're not having a terrible season.
I said they'll make the playoffs, but what do I know?
They're fringe right now. I mean, they got 39 points, which I think is good for number 9 overall in the West. Utah, St. Louis, 38-36, and there's a gap to the Kraken at 32. The playoff cut line at the moment is 40 in the Dallas Stars. Dallas is faltering a little bit. Colorado slowly climbing back up. Minnesota is holding on pretty steadily. And Winnipeg leading the league in points, but VGK leading the league in points percentage.
Okay. What does it look like goalie-wise for VGK this weekend with a day in between games? Will it be Aiden Hill, or do they want to now start to preserve his body for Team Canada? What is the plan? What does Team Canada
I think they
want him to
continue,
do?
right, Sam? The game before the break was all right. So before the break, it was Hill, and then they had their break. It wouldn't surprise me if they kept alternating right now. Let's look ahead right now. So if they were to go Samsonov tonight, which the way the travel and everything is, I feel pretty strong they're going to go Samsonov tonight.
Okay.
So it'll be Samsonov tonight. Calgary would end up being Hill. Montreal, the New Year's Day game could be Samsonov in the feature game, I guess. I don't know. Then they play Thursday and Saturday. I mean, I could see, honestly, by the way the schedule looks, I would not be surprised if they went 50-50 all the way into the Four Nations to preserve Hill more, not for the Four Nations, but just in general. So that's my prediction. Samsonov tonight, ping pong up and back. Just some real quick Flames notes, I guess. Huberdeau, like their points are so down. Like Huberdeau's their leader, 25 points. Nazem Kadri, 22. Connor Zary, a newer player in the league, 20 points. Like they must be playing good defense. I'm assuming their goals against got to be pretty good. Yeah. So no, they're not. They scored 95 goals. They've given up 106, which is about fifth or fourth overall in the Pacific. So I don't know.
Who's going to score the 100th goal for Calgary?
100 goal? Oh, God.
In any event. Coming up next, it's that time of the week.
It won't happen for about another month the way they're scoring right now.
Coming up next, it's WTFville. It comes your way next right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Did Rocket Money help you to find any subscriptions that you forgot about that you were paying for twice? That's something that Cardasco would do. It definitely happens to me all the time. I still have subscriptions that I have no idea. I didn't realize I was still paying for, those, subscribe for free. And then you wind up paying hundreds of dollars down the road for a subscription you never use. And it's like, you have a personal assistant, I should say, for all of your finances. And Rocket Money is a personal finance app, helps you to find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending, and it helps to lower your bill so that you can grow your savings. It also brings everything together in one place, whether it's subscriptions, your spending habits, or even the goals that you want to hit this year. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions alone, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. And for me, it really is one of the best features. It's that subscription tracker. I'm telling you, you cannot beat that. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions today and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/lockedon today. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon. rocketmoney.com/lockedon. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights from Las Vegas, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick. And still waiting, for whether or not they're going to flex in a week the Raider game here, because their finale is against the Chargers. Is it Saturday? Is it Sunday? Might have plans, bro. Is your microphone on? Your microphone's off.
That should be a Thursday game. That's just bad. Like that. Like don't even put that game on. Put it on Netflix, because no one has Netflix that watches live sports.
Okay, so yeah, but yet they really killed. The NFL just absolutely crushed the NBA with the ratings. I'm going to start WTF Day off with. I just want to start off with a WTF for Trevor Connolly. Scored a goal for the USA. That controversial draft pick against Germany yesterday. Team USA, the VGK first rounder. Why in the world would they allow this guy to play for Team USA? WTF. Another yeah, I'm not sold on this rehabilitation and let's take some photos with minorities, and now everything's groovy. Everything's groovy, man. Pavel Dorofeev, first meeting against the Sharks, remember? 9 shots on goal. Can you wager on who has like the most shots or what have you? Or
there are different shot props out there. You can game parlay amounts of shots, and you can bet individual players over under shots and stuff like that.
Okay, take the over right there. Take Pavel Dorofeev over on his shots because he had 9. Remember, WTF, 9 shots, 3 points in that first meeting. And then one other thing, and then I'll be done with mine because there's so many good ones out there floating, I guess, from a lot of our fans. I don't know if they're fans of ours, but Jonathan Marchessault. I did want to talk about this. Are you happy, VGK fans? Are you absolutely happy? I don't hear any more chirping because he's come out of that funk. And things are starting to be better there for him in Nashville. Great. And I'm so happy for him because I don't know why this guy's getting all this stinking, everyone's hating on him because why? Because he couldn't come to terms with VGK. So what does he have now? 12 goals, 12 assists. How many of those goals has he scored of his 12 goals in the slot? 11 of 12. 11 of 12 in the slot. He's doing a lot of the dirty work, folks, and he's working his butt off if he's getting goals in the slot. He's playing physical and whatever. And how many goals will Jonathan Marchessault have this season? 30 once again. So keep it quiet. Stop chirping the guy. He's gone. Wish him well and move on with your stinking lives. WTF.
It's interesting because Marchessault does have a real good shot from the right circle, and you wonder. I mean, there's so much wrong happening in Nashville. You wonder if he's being utilized properly because all 5'7" of Marchessault scoring from the slot. That's sure, yes, you got to get there and you got to get dirty, but at the end of the day, that's not his wheelhouse. So
no.
Good on him. Good on him for finding ways. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking Marchessault, but I am knocking whatever the strategy is in Nashville because it ain't working. It ain't working.
Okay.
People are happy for Stevenson to get paid, but for Marchessault, they're not happy. Figure that one out. I got a note just about the Thursday night game. You hit most of it earlier, but I mean, what a dumpster fire to be blessed with. I mean, what's crazier is the Bears. I don't know, how do you cover a point spread? Because I think the Bears were plus 4.5. How do you cover a point spread and don't even score a touchdown and you get one field goal? I don't know what's worse, that or Seattle. Which side is worse?
Those are the bets that you take. You pick up the money and you give it to charity. Give it to the church or something. Right?
There you go.
You just go like, I was just blessed to win that and move on.
So day after Christmas, Todd McClellan hired as Red Wings coach, replaces Lalonde. Is it Lalonde or
Lalonde? I don't know. Lalonde.
Either way, point being is what a brutal time. Like December 26th, day after Christmas, to get canned. And I know people are going to say he's a millionaire. It's not that big of a deal. People care about these things. Money doesn't necessarily change that for people, but again, it's unfortunate, and hopefully I mean, someone did comment there's like 30 NHL coaches, they just keep on rotating teams and all that, so I'm sure I'll catch on somewhere at the end of the day. It'll be probably his family will be fine, don't get me wrong, but just kind of brutal to see that happen on December 26th. I was researching, I'll put a thing up here. You said Rocket Money is going to help you find old subscriptions that you got to get rid of. There's a magazine out there called Rigged and Ready, Tony. You have to have Rocket Money, see if they can assist you to get rid of that subscription, because that's really nuking your checking account right now. So make sure you get your Rigged and Ready done. And so you got torn to shreds, Tony, on YouTube, which is an everyday occurrence.
That's not right. That you're making up stories now.
No, I'm going to read it right now. Dazed Haze. And I'm pointing this out because you waited exactly like the third word after all the stuff we're required contractually to say. Like the third word was rigged today. I don't know how Tony says the schedule is rigged when we play the same amount of teams and the same teams that any other team in the Pacific plays. I understand the back-to-back, but every team plays 4 times in the 4 games against the Pacific, about 3 in the Central and 2 in the East. That's not entirely accurate. We talked about that, like the Golden Knights only play Edmonton.
It's how the schedule plays out, bro, right? It's how it plays out, like this stinking weekend. Did they have to rig it this weekend? No.
the schedule, right, Ruda? The schedule can't be rigged. It's made before the season starts. We don't know what teams are good or bad at that time. Oh, we knew the Sharks were going to suck this year. Let's remember.
We did.
Roger Wilson, Tony obviously hates the team, so that's why you hear all this rig nonsense. Whoever makes the NHL schedule doesn't make it easier for anybody. I like the podcast, but I'm so tired of hearing that every day. Roger, thank you for being an everydayer. WTF.
Okay, we've got some other ones. Why are they picking on me? Our good friend Jakar 3G. WTF, are you okay, Tony? Juan Soto to the Mets, the New York Jets, the New York Rangers. What a year, and it's not over. At Dasco Ow. I don't know, something. He just made fun of my Twitter handle, whatever. But that's very fair. Yeah, my New York teams do suck. Eric Rabbers, our guy, E runs. WTF, Money Pucks Cup odds are rigged. See, now I'm not saying things are rigged. Some of the folks are. Pretty sure that they still have the Oilers with better odds after VGK dispatched them in 2023. There's a bunch of other good ones out there. WTF from Dean Jones, the Vegas team store. How can you not get items from Vegas to Reno before Christmas when ordered 2 weeks prior? Props to Sportstown. Got stuff here within 3 days, and not the first time I have had issues with the Vegas team store either. Customer service needs improvement. WTF.
Vegas Team Store and Nighttime Plus are the same arm of the VGK. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. This is from our good friend at Skynet VGK. Dasco saying he'd tackle Eichel is a laugher. He'd bust his hip before making it to the ice. WTF.
Fair.
And that's not true. That's fair. No, it's definitely not true.
You can skate, Tony?
No. Like, what would happen here? So my friends had a soccer team. They said, "Hey, why don't you come out and play soccer?" I said, "I don't play soccer." They go, "No. We need a goon." So literally, it took me 5 minutes to check like 2-3 guys over the boards, and that was it. They red carded me, and I left the arena before the match was even over. So
Shea Theodor's wife would have been pissed.
So don't think I wouldn't check someone. Even I wouldn't need skates, okay? And then Darth Tommy 774, Tony said, "Beware the chooches." That was like that was an ad lib yesterday. I did call people chooches. I don't want to sit next to a couple of chooches.
That was good.
It just came out of nowhere.
Check your Twitter for WTF really fast, Tony.
Okay, let me see here.
This will be a good reaction. Live reaction
on on my Twitter.
Your personal. Okay. Well, yeah, I tagged you. Check your tags.
Okay. WTF. Rigged and ready. Hey, Tony Dasco, can Rocket Money app help you to cancel your sub to Rigged and Ready magazine?
Pretty good.
Oh, that's from at TD Chris G. Nice.
Yeah, that was me. I did that.
I know. It's a guy.
Tony, we could put like a picture of like the VGK schedule on that and like Photoshop.
Why is it all about me today? Are there any? Did anyone rip you this week or no?
No.
Okay.
No one.
Man.
Actually, I had a quiet week. Actually, I had a good week. But to be fair, people are happy with me because I'm
You're
happy
back on the bandwagon. You're back on the bandwagon.
Hell yeah, they're playing good right now.
Back on the stinking WTF VGK bandwagon.
They proved they're a good team. That's why they're a good team, Tony. That's why.
All right. But the schedule, it's how the schedule is played out. It's how they make the schedule with all these teams either going into a back-to-back or they're coming out of one tail end, all that. It's so stinking rigged. It's just bad. And I'm sorry. I hate to say that word every stinking day, but it is.
No, you don't. You love it.
Rigged.
You love
it. We appreciate everyone tuning in, especially the everydayers and especially those in Singapore and places like that. We have no idea why they're listening to our show or watching us, but we definitely appreciate you for sure. And next week, do you know what? I think we come back Monday to show number 1,000.
Maybe
1,000. They said they would never.
We'll see how the weekend goes.
Never last. Yeah. Hopefully we come back on Monday, and we appreciate everyone tuning in. We'll be back again on Monday. We'll have recaps of these 2 weekend games and much, much more. For my man Chris Golick, I am Tony Cardasco. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you again Monday right here on Locked On Golden Knights, and please Don't say the word rigged, and take care.